At this point, you tell me. Do you agree with this? It would be stunning to me if Kevin is in place as the head coach and this coaching staff is in place a week after the season ends. Unless the marching orders were whatever they
That's it.
might
And then
have been.
the other part, it's what if they Mangini out here at the end of the season and do something crazy at the end of the season? I'm just throwing hypotheticals. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Jeff, I'm still sitting here stunned that the fact they put themselves in the position for the 2-point conversion, and I'm even more stunned that they took Shedeur Sanders off the field for the final. I stared at the TV afterwards. I'm like, even if you didn't want to use him on the play, how do you? And it's the same feeling we used to get with Nick Chubb. I think you had the same feeling, right? Like, why would he take Nick Chubb off the field on third down? Made no sense at all. It made zero sense. I don't care. They had to blow up the computer of analytics that told him to take Shedeur Sanders off the field if it wasn't a human error. That was absolutely egregious to take him off the field yesterday.
Well,
what did they prove?
Quarterback.
And then you're trying to throw the ball? Why would you want a running back to throw the ball when you have quarterbacks?
They were supposed to pitch it.
Pitch, throw. I want those guys to get the ball and hang on to the ball.
Yeah, he was supposed to handle the football, and you had a quarterback who just took you 80 yards in 7 plays.
Jeff, of all the things that we've sat here and talked about with Kevin Stefanski and all the things, and whether Kevin, I heard you guys yesterday at the beginning of your show, well, maybe Kevin didn't make that call. No, Kevin's the head coach, and he said exactly the right thing when they went to the press conference. It's on me. That was one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen this franchise do. Why would you take your quarterback off the field for the conversion? Well, I have no idea. That was dumb.
They've done it before.
Yeah, I get it. It's
worked before, but I couldn't agree more. When we started the postgame show yesterday, Tyvis and I mentioned 2 things. Forget analytics. Math tells you you're down by 14. You need 2 touchdowns.
Agree. I heard you say this too, and I thought you were right.
Kick the extra point and go to live another day.
Especially if you're at home.
Yes. Go to live another day. You score again, at the very least you can tie it with an extra point. And then if you want to go for 2 and try and get the win, go ahead. But that was bad. And why you take a hot quarterback off the field when you need a play, I do not understand.
Jeff, they could have left him on the field as a decoy. He was still on the field. They would have to cover him at that point.
Or Andy, give him the ball and let him make a play. Shedeur did a nice job yesterday. Let him finish it off.
I have no idea why they didn't let. I can't stand. Guess what? You have 3 wins. You're not the smartest guy in the room. You're not. None of you are. You're not. We've been watching this since '99. Everybody that sits there and thinks they're the smartest guy in the room. Show me your work. Show it to me. How many AFC championships have we seen since '99? How many one time? You get to the next round? Come on. Just play football. Do your job, right? Isn't that what it is? Just do your job. I'm not asking you to do anything more than that. They outsmarted themselves yesterday, and it is just ridiculous that they took their starting quarterback off the field yesterday, especially when he had 364 yards and a rushing touchdown. Come on. That was just stupid.
I don't get it. Again, I think Kevin can coach. I don't think he's done a great job this year. I don't think his coaching staff has done a great job this year. And, Andy, I hate to say it, at this point, I can't imagine not having changes. And also, it seems as if, it feels as if, especially after yesterday, that this has run its course.
It has.
And sometimes you just make changes because it's time. And that might be what the Browns are looking at right now. I would assume because I think he can coach. Kevin will be coaching in the NFL next year.
I think so too.
If not next year, the year after that. And I think he'll do well. But this one just feels like it's run its course, and this situation isn't good. If that's the case, however, don't you make an entire regime change?
I don't know. I hear everybody say, what did Andrew Berry do with the draft? What did he do with the draft? What did he do with the draft? when you take
this draft was good.
It was good. But when you take 3 first-round picks away from anyone, there's no way you're going to look good when it's all said and done if the guy you brought in doesn't pay off. So, again, if he wasn't the reason that they brought Deshaun in, I think he gets another year. I do. I'm just still a little perturbed over the fact they made a trade in the beginning of the season and the general manager didn't come out and talk about it. That's not on the head coach. That's not. It's on the general manager. Like, why didn't you speak after you traded Joe Flacco? I'm not going to let that go. I can't. And by the way, doesn't it feel like everything ended there too? They trade Flacco, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, Kevin Stefanski's to the right, Andrew Berry's to the left. For a group of guys that were thought partners, all of them. Or maybe, this is why Paul DePodesta saw the writing on the wall. He's the one that put the wall up in the first place. A lot of things going on here don't make sense. I don't know what the future is going to look like. I do think, and I know people will hate me for this, I think Kevin's going to be a good coach somewhere else. It's not here.
I think so too.
And yesterday was the day it kind of just. I don't wish any ill will on him. It's not like I sit here.
No, not at all.
I don't know that I've ever said, "Oh, I want a guy fired." I think Kevin Stefanski's a good coach. It really reminds me of the Eric Wedge press conference that I always talk about, where they asked Mark Shapiro, "Hey, what kind of manager do you want?" While Eric Wedge is sitting in the dais saying he was done at the end of the season, he goes, "Well, I want a manager like Eric Wedge," and I'm like, "Then why would you fire him?" I get that, but this is not working for Kevin. It's not. And, maybe you get a break somewhere else, but he is not. It's not working here, and it's just, I hate to say, I like Kevin. I'm not going to lie, and I just feel like after yesterday's game, I'm like, this is just not working, and he'll have success somewhere else. And I'll like him somewhere else. I'll be bummed if he beats the Browns, but I think he's going to have success somewhere else. It's just not working here.
I agree with you. And we said it. We set it up during the week. This game was pivotal, I think, for the future of the organization. If they had gone out and had won the football game 27-4, 2 safeties, 27-10, and done what they were supposed to do, to me, the big culprit yesterday is the defense.
Yeah, no one. Were people talking about that yesterday?
You gave up 31 points to a team that was averaging 14.2 points a game. Worst scoring offense in football. Worst yardage offense in football, 242 yards per game. And wasn't running the ball real well. They were 26th in rushing. And Tony Pollard looked like a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
He looked great.
How did that happen?
Busted off a couple of big runs, almost untouched. I mean, if you're Jim Schwartz, you're thinking, what the hey is going on here? Does Jim Schwartz not know how to coordinate a defense because he got shredded by Tennessee? No, of course he does. He's a hell of a defensive coordinator. But look what happened yesterday. I mean, that's just bizarre.
I can't get over he took Shedeur off the field for the conversion. It just doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense to me either.
None.
Does anything about what happened yesterday make sense to you, folks? And where does this go from here? You want to know what analytics do to good coaches?
Get them fired?
Make them look stupid.
It does.
Andy Reid last night went for it in a 10-10 game on a 4th down from his own 31-yard line. 10-10 game, and his defense had been playing really well in the second half. And Andy said yesterday, that's on me. I messed it up, blah, 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 blah. And then the explanation, in the writing that I saw, the analytics say you're supposed to go for it in that situation. I'd like to know the last time analytics ever actually won a football game.
Danny, okay. Yeah, I know he said that. You'll be all right. He said something nasty about analytics.
I mean, what are we on, year 7 of this?
Yeah.
You ain't changing, and nor am I.
Yeah.
You know what I thought? I thought Nathan Zagura had a great line yesterday.
A couple good ones at the end of the game.
And he said, analytics are one thing, humanalytics are something else. And that's, to me, that's the thing. You're playing this game with human beings. You're down by 14. You score a touchdown. You kick the extra point, you're down by a touchdown and an extra point. Instead, you go for 2.
Here's the other problem I have with the analytics. Is the analytics working for teams that have 10 wins? Because I don't know that it's always going to work for a team that has 3 wins. Or do the analytics work for a team that has, 2/5 of their offensive line playing? Should you assume that every player is the same? because to me, that's what analytics says. I don't know how it can differentiate between player talent on the field, starters, experience, history. I don't know. Is there a formula for that? Has AI come up with that yet? That's the problem with analytics here. Let's just say 75% of the time, teams that go for it on 4th and 1 from the 50 make it. 70, well, that means 25% don't. So you got a 1 in 4 shot. You're not going to do it. And then the other part is, of the 75%, how many teams are in the position on 4th down to have to go for it? And if they're a good team, they're going to make it. If they're a bad team, they're not. I mean, I don't need a computer to tell me what my team is doing at the current moment. And a computer would have told me leave Shedeur. If a computer would have said, oh, no, taking Shedeur Sanders out at the end of the game and running a Wildcat was a good idea on the 2-point conversion, I would have thrown the computer out the window. Why would you walk away from a hot quarterback at the end of the game? I'm like, it's real. Hopefully by noon I can let this thing go. But I'm still burning from that yesterday.
You shouldn't let that thing go.
Well, I mean, I just don't want to sit here and harp on the same story over and over. I just don't get it. I don't understand why you would walk away from that. And, Jeff, it's the same feeling I used to get with Nick Chubb. Exactly the same thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm irritated, the next day about it. And the other problem is you can't go to the podium every time and say it's on us. We have to do better. At some point, it is on you, and you're going to lose your job. I can see firing that off once a year. It's every game.